let's get into who we have as far as the Giants first. We'll go over the Steelers second. At least the Giants can win something in this.
Wow.
The positivity. So Jamie Gillan, the punter, will be out again with his left hamstring injury. I still find it funny they have to point out which one it is. They're still doing it. Like, what have you ever seen in an injury report? I'm sorry. You're gonna find there's a whole theme of like half the Steelers roster, it feels like, has hamstring issues. Yet the only one who had it pointed out which hamstring it is Jamie Gillan, the punter there. So
I mean, to the point, it does make sense because, if you're a kicker, granted, like when you run the ball, like obviously both hamstrings are very effective at running the ball, but like when you kick, there's a difference of how you kick the ball with.
I get it. I'm just saying it's just.
But
weird.
it's also weird because like it doesn't matter if it's a left or right because like
he's out either way.
Hyperextended in one or you plant it on the other. Like you kind of need both of those guys to. Kick the ball.
They're giving a target. They're giving a target when he gets back. It's just the left one. That's the one you attack. Attack the left leg. Sweep the leg. Sweep the leg.
Coach, I don't want to sweep the leg. I don't want to sweep the leg.
On, wax off. So yeah, guys, we got Adoree Jackson once again on the injury report. Again, we talked about this last time. This is why the Giants didn't want to pick him up again. Besides the fact that effort issues, which apparently become contagious now for Deonte Banks. It's been the fact that he never is healthy. So neck injury, he's out as well. Linebacker, we surely call him the special teamer. Ty Summers also out with an ankle injury as well. So we got 3 people out. The questionables. Oh yes, we got the questionables. And the Jermaine Eluemunor is the big one, guys. Right tackle. You could easily make the claim that he might be the best offensive lineman we have at this point now with Andrew Thomas being out. And he said point blank he's going to go. So obviously he doesn't get to fully make the call. That's a joint decision between him and, the Giants and medical staff and all. But he's saying point blank he's going to play. Tre Hawkins, also ankle injury. He's also questionable. Now, there's a good amount of secondary we got potentially not playing this game here. So this is a chance for him because he's been one of those guys that have been a healthy scratch for the game. This is one of the guys that actually has a chance to actually do something in a game and maybe earn some playing time if he's able to play, depending. Again, Adoree Jackson's out. We're going to go for another corner that's doubtful in a second here as well. So doubtful means probably not going to play. So you got potentially 2 corners out. So Tre Hawkins actually has a chance to do something to prove he deserves more time if he's able to play. The first one up is that second corner. Cor'Dale Flott, groin injury there. That's the whole list. I don't know why I said the list.
Yeah.
List.
Yay.
So, guys, that's not too bad for us, especially, basically the halfway point almost in the year, basically. That's not too bad. There's a lot of guys, though, that statuses are not announced on yet. And that's the more ambiguous nature of these lists here. So the big one is Sexy Dexy, nose tackle Dexter Lawrence, got the hip injury. He was limited at practice on Friday. I fully expect him to play. Yeah. Edge outside linebacker Brian Burns, both a groin and an Achilles injury. He's limited to practice on Friday. He's another one that I fully expect to play at that point. Wide receiver Bryce Ford Wheaton, Achilles injury. He was a full participant in practice on Friday. So again, I fully anticipate he will play.
I fully anticipate he'll be on special teams.
And that's it. Exactly. Wide receiver Jalen Hurts, the rib injury. We expected him to miss some time with that rib injury, but he was a full participant on Friday there. So maybe he is going to play after all, it seems. But I can tell you that no matter whether he plays or not, he'll have the same stat line, 0, 0, and 0.
I was about to say, he may be active for the game, but he still may put up a goose egg.
Active at the game, not active at the stat sheet.
Yes, exactly.
Safety Dane Belton with a calf injury, limited participant on Friday. So we'll have to see if he plays. Lineman Jake Kubis is that's the undrafted rookie free agent that we've had on the active roster but haven't played. This is a guy that the Giants are expecting some, potential for him to be a contributor down the line, but they've been kind of stashing him away on the active roster, but not activating him during the games. That way you keep him from the practice squad so people can't pluck him. but you don't have to actually put him out there and expose him at that point if he's not ready yet. So this is a project guy that they obviously feel pretty high on. So we'll have to see what happens there. The Steelers injuries, they got more than us.
Guys, get the popcorn out because
that's our second win the Giants have in this segment. We got to go first, and we have less injuries.
Get the popcorn because we're going to be here for a little bit.
Yeah, might as well get the spiral ham for all the hamstrings going on here. That's for sure.
Dad, you'll kill me.
Wide receiver Roman Wilson, hamstring injury. Oh, and he played 5 snaps on offense all year long. He's the rookie from Michigan. You guys remember him? Draft time was a lot of topic about him. Really, really tiny receiver. So again, not shocked he's already hurt. You got linebacker, and I guess it could be a good one. Rob, you want to go for this one?
Oh, Drew, man, you already started the conversation, man.
Okay. Matakovich, hamstring injury as well. He's in the 21-day window to come off the IR. He's a special teamer. Linebacker Nick Herbig, another hamstring injury as well, another special teamer. Center Zach Frazier, he's the starting center. He's the guy who was the rookie from West Virginia University. There was big time talk also during the draft. Now, nice thing is, guys, this one's not a hamstring issue. It's a ankle injury. But then, just when you think the Steelers are done with the hamstring injuries, offensive lineman.
Oh, wait, there's more.
Hamstring injury, also in the 21-day window to come off the IR, and he has yet to play all season long. Running back / kick returner / whatever you want to call him, because he's the guy that plays wherever the hell he wants. Cor'Dale Patterson, who's been in the league now, it's like 11, 12 years. Like, it's insane.
It feels like 25.
Yeah, so he's basically been a backup running back for them, though. Hasn't even returned a kick all year long, but he's known for much of his career as primarily a kick returner until all of a sudden the Falcons figured out a way to actually use him on offense. Questionable for the game. Justin Fields got added late to the questionable status there as the backup quarterback in this game there. So unless Russell Wilson gets hurt, it's not that big a deal. But guess what injury he has? A hamstring injury. That's insanity, guys. That's 5 people with hamstring injuries that are out or questionable. I feel like almost 10% of their roster. They have one more guy. They're over 10%.
Yeah, I also feel like when it comes to Justin Field, like he's constantly running for his life or running the ball. So he's constantly using his hamstring. So it's very easy to say like, oh, my legs are sore.
His ham's overcooked.
Yeah, overcooked that ham. Let the guy rest a little bit. He's sitting behind, Russell Wilson anyway. So,
all right, now guys whose statuses are not yet announced. You got DeMonte Kazee, the safety, who's mostly a special teamer, has played about a quarter of the defensive snaps, or 22% to be exact. So more of a nickel dime package kind of guy. Another safety, Deshaun Elliott, who's a starter with 51 tackles on the year so far. So that's a big time contributor. They're going to be out for this matchup potentially here. Dante Jackson, one of the starting corners, shoulder injury, another starter with 20 tackles on the year. Keanu Benton, the defensive tackle, ankle injury, started 5 out of 7 games. And tight end Michael Pruitt, who's got a knee injury there. He's played about half the offensive snaps so far this season there. At least in the games he has played. He's only played in 3 games this year. So yeah, guys, I feel like we're actually in a not so bad position here, really, as weird as it sounds. Like, the punter's out. The punter's been out for a couple weeks now. Again, we like Gillan, but punter's not going to make or break a season unless he keeps on effing up, basically.
Well, I mean, you felt like that 2 years ago. But
I did. Gillan kept on making mistakes. But he's gotten good now. I like him. And now I like him. Adoree Jackson, we're used to him being injured. Ty Summer, special teamer. Again, not going to make or break anything there at that point. We do have Matthew Adams back as well, for the last week or two. So we already got strengthened a little bit. So we get a little bit weakened. It's not the worst thing in the world. The big one is Jermaine Eluemunor. As far as the questionables, we need him. Definitely need him, especially with Andrew Thomas being out. We still got to find who's going to be playing the left side at the tackle position. They haven't announced anything yet. Again, Josh Azudu, Chris Hubbard, those two have been working out at the left tackle position. So we'll find out what happens there. Again, Tre Hawkins, this is more of a chance for him, with everything going on with Cor'Dale Flott being out potentially, and also Adoree Jackson definitely being out. As far as the status is not announced, they don't know yet. But usually when you don't announce the status, that means they're probably going to play, especially when we're talking 24 hours before a game. Yeah. Now, the Steelers side, though, guys, if you go by their questionable, they literally could have half their starting secondary out and one of the starting defensive tackles. That's 3 starters potentially out on this defense. That is very good news, Giants fans, because this defense is so much better than our offense. It's not even funny. It might as well be the Pittsburgh Steelers playing against the Little Giants. It might as well. And Becky Icebox on IR.
Listen, in defense of both teams, we kind of look like the Steelers of last year. And a net offense, great defense. Went 500. Actually, you know what? We may not look like the Steelers of last year. They still went 500.
Steelers won a lot more than us, that's for sure.
Yeah.
And their defense is definitely hands down better than our defense. I'm sorry. It is.
I won't say hands down.
Listen, you know me. All I care about is one thing and one thing only when it comes to defense. How many points are you giving up? That's all. No, how many points are you giving up? That's all I care about. That is all that matters. So the Giants are giving up 21.3 points a game, which is 12th best in the league. Again, better than average. I'm not complaining about this defense whatsoever. All my issues are on the offensive side right now. But you're still talking the Steelers, what we had the stat of was like 14 points a game they're giving up.
Yeah. So do me a favor. Since we're talking about this right now and we're live, so let's just do a self check right now. Where is the Steelers ranked on defense this year?
For what's that?
Just overall.
You got to give me a stat
point wise.
Okay, they're second at 14.4.
Last year, where were they at?
I'd have to look that up.
That's exactly what I asked you to do.
I thought you said this year.
Well, yeah, because obviously we're going to talk about comparison because I just said
Steelers were second last year at 14.4 points per game.
Okay, damn.
Oh, hold on. Damn. This is still this year. I was going to say it's weird to have the same exact ranking. They were 8th at 19.7. By the way, the Giants were 26 to 23.9. So Giants have improved on defense. Everybody all worried, oh no, Wink's gone. What are we going to do?
All I'm saying
is we're going to go ahead and be better.
Giants remind me of the last year. They got a really good defense. Not so much of a good offense. You get a little power behind that offense. Keep the defense off the field a little longer. Watch how much more the defense proves. That's kind of what's happening.
You know what? I'm gonna reverse this right now, and I'm gonna see what happens to least points per game last year. If StatMuse will let me do it because they want me to sign up, of course, for things. I'm not doing it.
Jerk.
I'm not doing it. I can't blame them on getting paid, but. Let's see. The Steelers were 5th at 17.9 last year. So, yeah, that's not great. But, I mean, I do believe the Giants will be worse. Yes, the Giants are second worst at 14.1 this year. So, we're kind of like the wish version, if you want to say, of last year's Steelers. Because our defense is not as good and our offense is even worse. If you want to use the analogy like that, I'll give it that way to you. The Temu version. That's where we're at.
Thank you for going to current terms because when you said wish, I was like, God, dude, that's 2015.
I'm old. Leave me alone. I'm old.
If you like that clip, then you will love the full episodes too. Find us on your favorite podcast app and look for us on all your favorite social media platforms.
Thanks so much.
Please, I'm begging you. Please subscribe.